Thanks for watching RV Camp in Ontario. So we're going to do something a little different than our normal hiking and camping videos and cooking videos that we normally do that our subscribers watch. Unfortunately, the season is over and it's time to winterize our trailer. So we got the pink stuff here, and we're going to winterize the plumbing system on our trailer. We have a 2016 Grand Design Imagine travel trailer. It's a 2600 MK. Very similar to the 2800 BH and the 2600 RB. It's just a little bit different at the back here. So the principle applies to basically any travel trailer or RV, really. Just a matter of different locations of accessing things and stuff like that. Same with the Imagine. Some are very similar, some are a little bit different floor plan. Everything for your Imagine is in your book, your owner's manual that comes with it. It has all the diagrams for your winterizing, which way to turn the valves, and instructions. So if you're not sure, look at your manual. I'm going to do it on mine here, which is a 2600 MK. So I've already cleaned and sanitized our gray water tanks and our black water tank. On our last pump out at our last trip, I did a really thorough job cleaning out the black tank. So it was as clean as I could get it, and then at home here I filled it and drained it a couple of times. I left the sprayer, the black tank flush on for about a half hour, let it run. It's spotless clean in there, so that's very important. But anyways, you do need to have those tanks emptied and completely drained. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go to the breaker panel down here underneath the TV, open it up, and I'm going to turn with mine is the second from the bottom, which is the hot water heater. That's an extra safety proof measure, just in case for any reason it accidentally gets turned on, the hot water heater. When the tank is empty, it's going to burn out the element, if not burn down your trailer. So just take that extra safety step. So in our trailer, the pump is located underneath the kitchen drawers down in the hole there. You can do it without removing the drawers, except I'm going to remove them just so it's easier to see. Also, I'm going to show you something with the furnace in there that you might find interesting if you're an Imagine owner. Access to the back of our hot water tank is in here, which means I have to remove this drawer, which I will do. But first, I'm going to go outside. It's pretty windy. But you're going to want to drain your freshwater tank. So our drain is right here underneath the trailer. Just open her up. That's an overflow. I put a valve on to keep that open. So while that's draining, I'm going to come around to the back of the trailer, access the hot water tank from here. Make sure it is shut off, no propane or electric. I have a 15/16 wrench here. Plug, which mine got wrecked at the dealer before we even got the trailer. Okay, that's going to drain, and then open the pressure relief valve. Let that drain out. Man, it's windy out there today. Didn't pick a very good day for this. Anyways, well, the freshwater tank's draining. It's about half full, I think, so it's going to take a while. And the hot water tank. I'm going to remove these drawers. So how you remove the drawers in these Imagines is there's a little tab that you just lift up on each side or push down. I think they're opposites. So I'm going to pop these out, and then my drawer at the back there, so I got access to this thing. Okay, so before we get to the plumbing system, I've got my drawers out here, but this is where the furnace is located. Now, if you're an Imagine owner, you might know that underneath here it gets really hot when the furnace is running. We've typically kept the door open to let some of the heat out. Now, having a look in here, right now the furnace is on. I'm sure you can hear it, but all the connections, there's hot air blowing out these gaps here. So
just like a furnace at home, you should put some duct tape on it or whatever to help seal it up. So I'm gonna have to do that right now, and I'm sure that'll make a big difference. The trailer's in the driveway for the weekend, so I'll get to test it out pretty good. Well, just to keep some consistency in my videos, wouldn't be able to do a project like this without having a Brock Street Blonde from our friends at Brock Street Breweries. Yeah, gotta like it. Okay, so the freshwater tank is drained now. The hot water tank is drained. Before we get to the low water drains, the low point drains on the trailer, the first thing we're going to do is bypass this hot water tank. So ours is located in here. However you access yours may be different, but the idea is the same. If you can see, basically the blue is your cold water going in, the red is your hot water coming out, and this line here is your bypass. So you're going to turn the valve so it's sideways to stop the cold water from going in. Turn the top one to stop water from coming out, which isn't in there anyways. Then you open the bypass valve. So now your cold water is just going right into the hot water thing. So after that's done, I'm going to turn the pump on just for a second to try and get out any water that is in there. So I'm just going to go and turn on all the taps. I'm going to flush the toilet. I'm going to do the bathroom sink. Taps on. And the shower. Of course my battery died while I was filming. Anyways, go around, pumps back off, close all your taps again. Now, back out into the wind for these low water point drains. I think mine are finger tight. Let's have a look. So, on the Imagine, they're located right at the back of the trailer, behind the door. It's even labeled for you. So, there's a hot and a cold. Just pop those suckers off. Let that drain out and then put the caps back on. Okay, now we get to the pump and we're going to winterize the lines here. Now the low point drain caps have been installed again. So what you have in here is the black hose is your feed coming in from the freshwater tank, holding tank. There's a valve here you're going to want to close. Now, off of that is this random hose guy here, okay, which has a cap on the end of it. And I'm managing to do this whole job with one hand so far. So far, so good. Whoops. Take that cap off and then open this valve, and that's going to allow you to suck your antifreeze, your plumbing antifreeze, out of your tanks here. So just shove it in down to the bottom as best you can. Might want to get somebody to help you, maybe so you don't make a mess or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and turn the pump on. Right there. As you can see, it is sucking up the antifreeze out of the jug. And the system is pressurized. Now, this step is very important. You want to do your hot and cold separately, okay? Because for the hot water tap, it has to go to the hot water heater and back. So, we'll start with the cold at the kitchen sink until pink comes out. Then close it. Then we'll do the hot water. As you can see, it's not pink anymore. Wait until that turns pink. Alright, looking good. So now, okay, so that's just about a gallon done there. We'll go ahead and next we'll do the toilet. I'm going to flush it until it turns pink. That's good. And one tap at a time for the kitchen or the bathroom sink. Do the cold first until it turns pink. And now we're out of antifreeze, so we're going to have to change jugs. Okay. And we're going to do the hot water on the bathroom sink. There, that turns pink. Now we're going to do the shower. Now the shower can be a bit messy. The pink stuff can stain, but oops, we'll do the cold first. Until it turns pink. Turn the cold off, turn the hot on. Until it turns pink. Okay, so that basically does all the lines. Now, what I like to do is go back, open the low point drains, drain the pink stuff out of the system. I don't want to leave it in the system, or as little as possible. That's my preference. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so before the cap goes back on the end of the pump line, I'm going to go around again and open all the taps and get as much of the pink stuff out as possible. Open these. Open these. Remember, we're not pumping any antifreeze through the pump anymore. The pump's just running dry. So, turn the pump back off. So once that's done, I'm going to go back outside and remove the caps from the low point drains once again. So, as you can see, my black and gray water valves are open, and the pink stuff is running out the back into my driveway. Okay, so, but we're not finished yet. We still have the drains that we need to winterize. Basically, just like in your house, you have these traps underneath all your drains. That goes for the sinks. The bathroom sink, as well as the shower. So out of my 2 gallons of antifreeze, this is how much I have left. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour in the drains some plumbing antifreeze that will push any water that may be in there out. I'm going to go ahead to the bathroom sink. And the shower. So, and that should about do it. Now, something you want to do is make sure that you have some sitting in the bowl to keep that seal on your toilet. So that's about it for winterizing your Grand Design Imagine travel trailer, or any travel trailer. You might want to go ahead and wipe up your mess in all your sinks and everything. I've got some drawers that I have to install back into the unit. I'm going to close up the hot water tank, put the plug back in it and close the relief valve. I got to put my caps back on the low point drains. But other than that, basically I'm done. So thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to our channel, RV Camping Ontario, we've got all kinds of hiking, camping, cooking videos across Ontario provincial parks during 2016. The year's over now, but next year there'll be a lot more fun stuff to come. So check us out. Like us on Facebook at RV Camping Ontario, and Instagram is at Rockstar791. And thanks for watching. Shitters full!
Shitters full!